time. It's crypto time.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us. It's me and my man Gabe, GS Strategies. We're going to talk some crypto, we're going to talk some stocks, economy, charts, real estate, if you guys would like, and anything and everything in between. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys. Gabe, how you doing?
I have a cold, but I'm good. I think I have a cold. It's not out. I thought it was allergies, but it's a cold.
Nice.
Um, you know, yeah, I got some things to say about crypto today. I thought you
Yeah.
would be surprised about it. I got
Let's,
something. I am not bullish yet. I don't know if I ever will be because by the time it's time to get bullish, the move already happened, and I refuse to get FOMO. However, um, Robert Kiyosaki, a man that I've actually met, loves crypto. So, you know, it's interesting, and of course, that crypto has been getting on its runs. Uh, People are starting to really look into it now. So, actually, I was watching. Funny enough, I think it was CNBC. Some guy with curls, and he was wearing a hoodie, and they invited him. He's some kind of uh,
who was on? Who was on?
I don't remember his name. I'll look through my when you're talking later. I'll look through it and find out who it was. Um, but he said, he was making the point that we all know: Bitcoin. It will never have more than 21 million. Blah blah blah. Whatever the number is.
Okay.
This that was put into it, and then the anchor asked him, okay, well, he said, let me ask you something. Is this a hard set in stone rule? Can someone change their mind later, or is it impossible, never ever ever going to go up? And then I had to go, so I didn't hear the answer. So I'm asking you now, Bergie. Uh, can as of right now, there'll never be more than 21 million whatever Bitcoin, but is that number ever possible to change? Does anyone ever have the power to change that under any? Is there even a 1% chance that that can happen?
No, so the answer is, can it happen? Yes. Is there a 1% chance? No. You basically have the same chance of getting hit by lightning 10 times in a row. But I'll explain to you what would need to be done, and that's pretty much all cryptos. People are not going to agree with me, but pretty much, if if you have in Bitcoin, it will be a 51% majority. So if you owned 51% of Bitcoin and all of the miners, then yes, you could in theory change it, and there has to be a bunch of other things besides for that. So yes, in theory you could, but in actuality that cannot possibly happen. The reason why it can't possibly happen on top of it is because besides for the 21 million, and currently we have I think like 18 point something million, around 5 million Bitcoin are lost. Can't get it. So in theory, you would have to have such an overwhelming majority, you personally, to own. It would not happen. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but when you tell me that, like, how do you know beyond a shadow of a doubt for a fact that 5 million Bitcoin are lost?
you don't know. It's estimated, and I'll tell you where it goes. And this is a true story. I have a friend who bought Bitcoin. So before they had all these ledger wallets and hot wallets, people used to store them on like hard drives. And if you can't get into your hard drive, you lost them forever. They're there, but you can never access them. So we call them lost because they're never actually going to hit circulation. My friend has like $30 million worth of Bitcoin on a hard drive, and he cannot access it. He has the hard drive, cannot access it because he doesn't have the access codes to the hard drive anymore. So there's a lot of people like that lost their ability to get into it because it's not as easy as it is now, where you just have seed phrases. You need to actually get into your computers. So that's where the theory. But let's even go back to the other theory. Let's say there is 21 million Bitcoin in existence. Half of Bitcoin right now, you would need to be able to control $600 billion worth.
Right.
So that's not gonna happen.
Okay. So here's what
And
I heard.
yeah,
Here's what I heard. I heard that yes, it's possible, but you have a better chance of being hit by lightning 10 times. In order for it to happen, you'd have to own 51% or greater of the Bitcoin and other things that you didn't get into in order for a rule to be changed or something to be done. You also said that some people up to 5 million Bitcoin are lost. And then you gave me the example of your friend who has $30 million worth of Bitcoin and he has the hard drive, but he can't access it. So, on that, I have another question. The FBI has, and this is coming from a guy who doesn't know Bitcoin half or even 10% as good as you. But in the things that I've read, the FBI, um, the FBI has either been able to like find Bitcoin and who took it, or or they were able to like open Bitcoin that was thought to be lost or stolen, etc., etc. So can't your friend? I mean, I don't know if he can contact the
yeah, sure.
FBI.
I'll explain to you. I know I know where you're going on this. So there's an even more famous person. There's a farmer who has like hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin on a hard drive, and that hard drive was by mistake thrown in the garbage. He can access it, but he doesn't know where it is, and he has a whole town looking through the landfill. And he told the town that if you help me find the hard drive, I'll give you guys like 10%. It's plus or minus something like that. So the FBI going in to recover Bitcoin, I know exactly what you're talking about. And in those instances, it's not that they were able to recover it from hard drives. They were hacking people's computers. They got into people's computers and they were able to get the passcodes to get into a wallet because the passcodes are saved digitally on the computer, which you should not do. It should always be saved on a piece of paper, analog. And so that's the way they were able to get in and recover it,
Okay,
to answer you.
let's
And to track the hacks, sorry, everything's recorded on the ledger, and that's immutable. You can't change it. That's one of the uh, pros of Bitcoin.
Okay, okay, understood. We can go to the next topic, but got a couple questions in your chat. You wanna answer
Sure.
them?
Uh, Hella Madrid, how you doing, man? Thank you so much, and thank you for being a channel member. What's up with Palantir? No new deals, kind of upsetting. We just hit a deal. If I'm not mistaken, it was a 99.6 million deal with the Department of State, the State Department, I think. Um, and we got that around 2 weeks ago. There's a lot of deals that happen that you don't know about. Like Palantir doesn't announce all of them. They can't announce all of them. So don't be discouraged. Plus, we're waiting for that big NHS contract. Don't be discouraged. Um, Peace to all. How's everyone today? I'm doing good. Gabe has a cold. Other than that, Gabe, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I got a puppy over the weekend.
Nice.
Now I
What's his name?
have his name is Link, and my other dog's
Nice.
name is Zelda. So I have Zelda
Ah,
and Link.
80s baby.
I am 1980,
1980. Wow.
the epitome of an 80s baby. Um,
1983 here.
yep, I'm older. Respect your elders, biatch. No, just
I
kidding.
got you.
um, can I share my screen? I'd like
Yeah.
to. So before we start talking about the macro, I just want to finish off my thoughts from a technical perspective on the Bitcoin, right?
Let's rock and roll.
And this is just from a technical perspective. Okay, I'm sharing, but I don't see it. There it is. Okay, so I said, and the proof is on your Discord. I said that when we break above this trading channel, we're gonna hit hard resistance. And look, so this is a zone, but I said 28K. I said this
That's
zone is
fucking
gonna.
true.
Yeah,
That's true. That
I
is
said
true.
I said this zone is going to be a strong resistance for a couple reasons, and I'll show you why. Right? I'll show you why. There's two reasons why. There's two things pushing price down from a technical perspective. Just two, right? Just two. Um, this one. This is a swing high, and I think that was a swing low. Boom. Okay. So right here, as you know, because I talk about it all the time and you make fun of me for saying it, this is the Fibonacci retracement levels, right? So from not from the top tippity top, but from the swing high above the current level, which I don't want to use this one, so I used this one. This is a pretty standout one. Um, we get these Fibonacci retracement levels, and for those of you who don't know, Fibonacci retracement, as far as technical analysis is concerned, is um extremely powerful tool if you know it for traders and investors alike. And basically, this man called Fibonacci said that these these percentage drops or gains in a bull market, but I did drops because we're in a bear market. Um, these drops and then retracements of the drop. So this is the pivot high, and then this is the pivot low. Let me actually make it. There we go. That would be more accurate. This is the pivot low. Um, basically, the 23.6, the 38.2, the 50, the 61, the 78, and the 100, right? Every time that it is approaching a Fibonacci retracement level, just like a simple moving average or moving average, as you may have heard, acts like a support slash resistance level, because that's what they do, whether you believe it or not. Let me delete some of this noise so that you guys, right? Okay. So purely using Fibonacci, I said that once we break out of this channel, we're going to find a strong, like very strong resistance around the 28,000, right? And it's never an exact science. So that's why I drew this purple box, because it's a zone. So this purple box is a zone of strong resistance, right? But the good thing about resistance is once it breaks through it, Adam, it becomes support. So now it's going to be harder for it to go lower than that once it breaks above it. Now, with that said, another thing keeping price down is this beautiful thing that's one of my favorite indicators called the RSI, the relative strength index. By the way, you missed our intermediate call today. Like, make sure you're there tomorrow, Adam. Um, anyway, uh, so the RSI is like 71, right? Anything above 70, Adam, is overbought. So when something is overbought, the risk is to the upside. That means it's less likely to go higher because it's overbought. It's more likely, although not 100%, doesn't have to happen at 70. It can go up more and then happen. But the move is generally reaching its end, its final round or final breath, and then we'll breathe out and what's called um uh not revert to the mean, but it'll not repair. It'll come down. It'll correct. That's the word I'm looking for. It'll correct, right? It'll correct because it's overbought. And then the move can be big or the move can be small, but at some point the RSI will get back down to 50, and that's called fair value. And then one of my favorite technicians and investors, his name is Adam Khoo, Khoo, and he calls it breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. He says, as an investor, you should never buy, especially at the top of a breathe in. You should wait for the breathe out, which is a correction, right? And then make an entrance if you're still bullish, et cetera, right? So right now we're at the end. What I think is the breathe in. And the reason I want to talk about this is because on mainstream media, they have said that it's begun or has decoupled from the market. And I don't believe that. I think that there is a sense of FOMO going on, which is driving it up. Uh, but for what I'm trying to convey is that if the market does start to crash, I don't think yet. One day, that's the theory, right? One day it will, but I don't think yet that Bitcoin will go up once the market starts to crash. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think it's decoupled yet. Uh, Maybe it can happen one day, but I don't think it happens yet. So, what do you think, Adam? Do you have any questions of me?
I think this is very interesting. I like that you bring this up. Also, when I mentioned it on Twitter, we got like a bunch of more people coming in here. Um, I think this is interesting in terms of, and you are right. Everything you said, guys. Last week, Gabe was saying this. You guys can check the live. It's up. Gabe was saying all of this last week, and he talks about this in my Discord. Um, I think it is decoupling, but when let me, that's a strong word. I think there's some evidence that it's not as strongly tracing the Nasdaq. That's what I'm saying, and I've seen that for the last 3 weeks. However, it should not be tracing the Nasdaq at all. As the Nasdaq goes up, Bitcoin should go down. As the Nasdaq goes down, Bitcoin should go up. That's what it always used to be. Right now, what we have in our whole economy is the exact perfect storm for Bitcoin. That is the exact perfect storm of why crypto was created. The
Correct. I've heard that
yeah,
narrative. Yep,
it's
I've heard that narrative. Yep.
it's so bloody insane that Bitcoin, like, yeah, we got a little bit of a rally, but the rally that we should have had, honestly, this shit should have been like 250,000 right now. I'm not even like playing with you. The whole point of it is it is a so the whole point is as there's a bank run, there should be people taking their money out of the banks because of the collapsing of the banks and putting their money in crypto because the banks cannot. That's the whole point of the crypto, that no central entity can control your money. Your money is safe. It is global. And because it's global, it's not a local currency. You're not subjected to local inflation because it's a global currency. That's the point. That's when they say reserve currency. The fact that it didn't happen, that's the problem. That means that the thesis is broken. And I know why the thesis is broken, but it could be fixed possibly in the future. It's just because Bitcoin, crypto in general, was infiltrated by institutional ownership, institutional investment. I believe like 70% of all Bitcoin is institutional, if I'm not mistaken, or all trading. It's ridiculous. But yeah, everything you're saying, I agree with you. And it's very interesting to see what's happening. Also, if I had money right now to invest $100 into cryptocurrency, which I'm telling everybody, and I mentioned it, I would be investing right now into Bitcoin and Ethereum because I think that's where the money is going to go if it's going to happen like what should happen. But, anyways,
So Adam, I want you to see what I did here, right? So I changed the time frame where every candle is a day to every candle is a week, right? Up see up
yeah.
here it says 1 week. So now I raised the Fibonacci retracement level to catch the entirety of the move, right? So the swing high is the all-time high, and the swing low is the lowest low since the swing high, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, look what's interesting, right? Look what's interesting. Now, instead of the 38.2% Fibonacci level, the same very, tough resistance zone is still there, but it's the 23.6. Because remember, this is the largest. There is no Fibonacci retracement larger than this. This is that last one. You can't have a bigger one, right? And how interesting is it that they the retracement zones still match up? Now, mind you, the difference between each zone is not exactly the same. As you can see, this one is from 0 to 23.6%, and then it's from 23.6 to 38.2, then to 50, etc., etc. But I mean, there's people that don't believe in technical analysis, and I think those people are silly. I'll just keep it PG, but I think those people are silly. This analysis has made me a lot of money. So if it's fake, then I'm just very lucky. Let's just put it that way.
Listen, everybody has their own way to invest. Everybody has their own method. This method works for you, and it works for a lot of people, not just for you. And you know, it's fantastic. There's definitely something to it. I like to listen to you speak about it, and it's interesting to learn. And I think that anybody who doesn't want to learn something, at least do your own research. I think that's absolutely silly. So I like it. I like that you review it. I like that you're talking about it. I think I have a lot more episodes to keep listening to start understanding even the smallest part of it. But it is cool to see. Uh, and I think it's really cool to keep open minded. And a lot of people swear by it. I'm almost convinced that 99% of the crypto people that do the technical analysis do it because 99% of the people in crypto have no fucking clue what they're looking at. And I honestly think that a lot of technical analysis in crypto is fool's gold
I,
because
I,
I don't think they're doing it right.
bro,
That's what I think.
I totally hear what you're saying, man. And before we move on to the next subject, like I feel what you're saying. Like I really resonate with it because when I see either finance YouTubers or just random people on any kind of blog or stock twits or or someone's live stream in the comments or or something, they'll say XYZ stock is such a good deal right now, right? And they don't know what the f they're talking about, right? So I say, okay, what metric do you use to evaluate that company? Define such a good deal right now. Define undervalued. Like it kind of at this point pisses me off when people say that because they're so full of shit. I'm just gonna say it. They're full of shit. They're just fucking saying it just to say it, either because they like it or because they're a shareholder or whatever. But most people have no idea. So everyone in the comments, whether it's a crypto, even though you don't have the same fundamentals as stocks, but if it's a stock and someone says, oh, this stock is undervalued. Like if someone says, for example, because I happen to know the answer, if someone says, oh, Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM, is so undervalued. Oh yeah, why? Tell me how it's undervalued. Fun fact about Salesforce, Adam. I almost shorted them today, but I didn't. I added shorts to my Nvidia. CRM has the second largest PE ratio in the S&P 500. It has a
Higher
PE.
than Nvidia?
Yeah, Nvidia has the 11th highest.
Shut the
Um,
fuck up. They're
I'm
mad
I'm
high too.
I'm not kidding. CRM has a PE ratio of 800 and something, right? Nvidia has like PE ratio of like 130. Um, you know, I mean, I did a deep dive today. CRM has yeah, they dilute on average since 2019 34% of the shares, whilst Nvidia only dilutes like 2.5%. You know, and there's a lot I can
But
go into.
why is CRM getting such a high rich P? What is the I don't understand. What's the growth on it? It's a good
bro
company, but what's the growth on it?
bro bro Bro, I have no flipping clue. I have no clue. The fundamentals are disgusting. The dilution is disgusting. The insider selling is disgusting. Like everything is absolutely horrendous. Like everything about it is absolutely horrendous. Right? And yeah, it's like I wouldn't touch it. I mean,
All right, but
personally. But
let's
anyway,
see.
what I wanted to say, or the point I wanted to make to everyone, is when someone fucking says, "Oh, this thing is so undervalued, it's a great stock," blah blah blah, fucking test them. Why? Why? Tell me what metric you use to evaluate it. How is it undervalued? You'll see that they'll shut up. Oh, there's just great. The CEO is doing this, that, and the third. People often conflate fundamentals by confusing like forward thesis, like what's going to happen, with actual metrics of fundamentals. You know what I mean? And there is no listen, I'm not making this up, okay? Institutional investors are called smart money. You know what retail investors are called? And this is not something I'm making
Dumb
up.
money.
Dumb money. Dumb money. Why are we dumb money? Because people think they know what the fuck they're talking about. And they go into FOMO. And yeah, in a bull market, in a meme stock, especially in 2022 and 2021 or 2020, etc., when now we have the internet, which we didn't have 10, 15 years ago, and it's just a different world. And then you have 45% of all dollars in existence, and basically brought into existence over a year and a half. So you have the massive granddaddy of quantitative easing. Well, then, yeah, sure, you can throw a fucking dart at a dartboard and make money. You know how much percent on capital I made in 2020? It was the best year of all time, and it was on stocks, and I was trading in out, in out, in out, in out, in out, right?
All trades.
All trades in out, in out, in out. I made 346% in 2020 on my capital. However, there was some guy who just liked Tesla and made like over 1,000%. You know what I mean? So yeah, this game is hard, but that doesn't happen all the time. And as an investor, I want you guys to fucking, like, don't let people mind fuck you into thinking a stock is good. Anyway, I'll get off my horse because I could talk for an hour, because it literally pisses me off when people say bullshit. But Adam, to segue into the next thing, unless you want to get to some questions because there's a lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's do Hella Madrid. I also want to just say I think what Gabe is going on is always do your own research. Anytime you're speaking to somebody, always do your own research. Not everybody's style is for everybody. Everybody has different styles and different takes on things. Just do your own research. I think that's the gist of it. What you guys should get on it. Do your own research and grow. Everybody should learn every day something new. I'm learning from Gabe. I'm open minded to technical
Thanks,
analysis.
man.
So you
Appreciate
gotta,
that.
yeah, for sure. I think it's stupid if people are not open minded. Like you can't say no to something without actually understanding it. At the very least, keep an open mind. But anyways, do you guys think we will be stuck in stagflation because of trying to tame inflation and bank failures?
I am over
Because
80. I am over 80% sure that we are going to have a depression-like
uh,
recession, which is over 60%. We're going to go down from peak to trough, in my opinion, at some point, at the lowest point, over 60% in the S&P 500. And I believe stagflation is now inevitable. And I believe that we are going to have um, longer than normal times of a bad, of higher than normal interest rates, Fed fund rate, that the banks borrow money. We're going to have a longer than normal economy with X percent of people out of work. And that is going to equal basically stunted growth in our economy, which basically equals stagflation. And I think yes, I think stagflation is at this point imminent. I've never thought that a soft landing was likely, but now I think it's impossible.
Guys, stagflation, for anybody that doesn't understand, is essentially high inflation and high unemployment, just kind of standing still, or the economy's kind of just standing still. Um, I, the reason I was laughing is because I know Gabe's take on it, and I'm very similar with this take. I believe that we're going to have an extremely strong recession, like a massive, like a great recession, because we keep kicking the can down the road. I do believe that we're going to have a bull run right now. I don't know how strong the bull run is going to be. I sold out of all my shorts, but I will be getting into shorts when I feel the time is right again. One of them is going to be Nvidia. Actually, I was able to make a little bit of a run shorting things. I never shorted before, which I was an idiot. I was always against shorting because I'm like, I don't want to bet against the market. It's bad, bad, bad luck. But whatever. Um, we're going to get a bull run, and then we're going to get a massive, massive, massive recession. And I don't know when that's going to be, but it's super, super scary what's going to happen. You can see that all the countries are scrambling right now to stop bank runs from happening, and they're doing anything they possibly can to stop it. But this could only last for so long, unless that one way we get out of this is technology. If technology takes off, that technology really makes things better, alleviates the inflation. Like that's the only thing I possibly see that can make us not have this. As a global business, if all countries put together, we are a failed business. We spend more money than we bring in. The entire world put together, for every dollar that comes in, we owe $1 plus. We're not a functioning business if the world was a business, not just the United States. So yes, to answer is I believe yes, but we should have a bull run right now, um, coming up with quantitative easing. Might not be quantitative easing like it was during the coronavirus, but this is quantitative easing. We are dumping money into the economy. In any case, I think me and Gabe are on the same page with this.
Absolutely.
Bullish on Algorand. Shout out, Algorand's a beast. Carlos, a new channel. Yeah, I have like 20 channels. Oh, hey, Bear Claw, how are you doing, buddy? What it be? How's it going, Adam and Gabe? Here to get educated. Thank you so much.
Hey,
Thank you for
Bear Claw.
shout out. Bear Claw basically set up the entire Discord on his own. So shout out to him. Definitely hooked me up big time. How you peeps doing? We're doing good. Lewis, hello, how you doing? Algorand and the boys, Algorand. Bullish on Algorand, yep. Great podcast, Adam. Gabe is amazing. Yeah, Gabe is really good.
Oh,
I
thanks,
think,
Mike. Appreciate
yeah,
that.
I think we complement each other in many ways, and we each have strengths and weaknesses, and I think that's why it kind of works. We don't prepare for this; we just
Nope.
kind of get together.
You don't go
Uh,
through anything. Pre nothing.
I'll be honest, I was in a really shitty mood all day long. As you guys saw, I only made one video today. I did not want to make content whatsoever all day long, and I didn't want to do this. I wanted to cancel, but I learned, you got to be dependable. Your word means something, and if you say to somebody, "I'm going to do something," obviously circumstances happen. But if you say it, do it. And I'm happy I did because now I'm in a good mood. Like I genuinely like to talk about this. Um, so yeah, I think Gabe is great, and I think that we have a really good thing that we talk about here. And
Thanks, man.
yeah, yeah, sure, for sure, for sure. Thank you guys. Why do you recommend? Oh, so shout out to YS6425. Gabe, I'm gonna let you answer this. Is four questions together, and he's gonna ask you specific questions. Why do you recommend stocks without looking at charts? Then he says like IMPP. I don't know what that is. IMPP. Is that a stock? Uh, Even if a company is doing better, doesn't mean the stock is going up. And then finally, this is the question. So give us an example. What is a good fundamental? You could take
Okay,
this one, Gabe.
so I don't think I've ever recommended a stock without looking at the chart first and foremost. So I don't know why you said that, and I don't know what IMPP is. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Anyway, um, uh,
Yo, does anybody in the crowd know what OPP stands for? And there's several meanings. I know what it stands for me. Gabe, you have a meaning for OPP? You know the
well, the
meaning?
song says it stands for the first two letters the same, but the last is something different. It's the loveliest meaning. I call it the neatest. Anyway, yeah, yeah.
Other people's property.
Or other people. Anyway, okay, back to the question. Uh, I don't know what IMPP is, right? And if you know me, you know that I lean highly on the charts. So I don't know why you said that without looking at the chart. I always look at the charts. Okay, so getting past that, because I don't know what the FIMPP is. So give an example. What is good fundamentals? Finally, that's a good question. That's actually a good question, right? So to answer this question, there is no black and white answer. For example, okay, the way that you evaluate a bank stock like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, heck, even SoFi, right? That's that's
You could
debatable.
say it's a bank stock,
It,
but yeah, I get it.
it's
It's a
ish.
finance.
It's ish. Um, and the way that you evaluate a stock like, let's say, Palantir or Nvidia or AMD, right, are different, right? So Apple, which is the father of all stocks, it has the highest market cap. It's the has the highest
It's yo daddy, bitch.
it has it has the most weight in the S&P 500. Many people will say that Apple is a kind of stock that you do a DCF on, a discounted cash flow, right? And that metric takes highly into consideration price to free cash flow, right? However, a stock that has no PE ratio, but a shit ton of motherfucking price to sales growth will use the price to sales growth valuation metric, right? However, a bank stock, right? A bank stock should not use any of those. A bank stock should only be evaluated by what's called its price to book, right? And then every bank stock's price to book, like norm or median, is different. You have to look at the history. Where does it, like, to some people, for instance, JP Morgan Chase, um, investors are willing to pay a higher price to book for JPM because of the quality of stock it is, as opposed to, like, let's say Citibank, ticker symbol C, which side by side destroys the fundamentals as far as price to book is concerned of JPM, but people aren't willing to pay as much for Citibank. And then when you go into the weeds, you see why, and this and that and the third. But long story short, the fundamentals depend on the type of stock it is, first and foremost. Then you'll have great investors like Adam Koo, KHOO, if you want to look him up. He has a YouTube channel. He says that, and many people say this, you also need to see what kind of moat that they control. Do they control a moat where other people or other companies can get in and take away business, right? Or what's the term?
Market share.
Yeah, market. I forgot. There's another term. Anyway, um, basically business, right? Or like Palantir, which, in my opinion, and I was in the army for 23 years and I worked with them, so I have a little bit more emotion with a stock like Palantir, which I am extremely bullish on than most people. But I don't let my bias get in the way of a good deep dive. Palantir, I believe, is 18, 19 years in the making, and they have and they have been able to separate themselves from any other company to do what it does, because now they're just now starting to get into the civilian contracts, etc., but they've pretty much solidified their government stance, and you're not breaking into that. They're one of three companies that have a top secret uh uh uh, uh
Impact
um
level 6, guys.
eh,
Microsoft,
Microsoft,
Amazon.
Amazon, and Palantir, right? So these barriers are not easily achieved. Palantir is going nowhere. um are they going to take a while? Yeah, but like I always say, I'm getting slightly off track here, but I believe one day, right, just like Bitcoin, right, just like Bitcoin, this is what you believe. I believe Palantir is just like Bitcoin, in the fact that one day it's going to completely just decouple from the market. If the market's going up, Palantir goes up. If the market's going down, Palantir goes. No, no, no. One day, it doesn't mother flipping matter what the market is doing. Palantir is going to go parabolic. I firmly believe that. I can't tell you when it is, but Palantir is one of the only stocks I have in my Roth IRA, individual retirement account. So, in closing, to answer your question, YS6425, an example of good fundamentals requires that you first know how to evaluate a company, you know what valuation metrics to use, and you know what a fair value versus a cheap versus a overvalued price is. That's it.
Good answer. And guys, Gabe has a channel. You guys can definitely check him out. I will add it right here. One moment. Let me actually get into YouTube. One second. Gabe has a channel. You guys should definitely check him out. And he does many, many lives. Um,
I'm making two videos tonight, SoFi and NVIDIA. And if you don't want to watch the videos, that's fine. Just know that I'm shorting NVIDIA. and I'm going to continue to short it because that pig is going to fall off a cliff. Mark my
All right,
words.
guys. uh, this is Gabe's channel. Um, I like comparing a windmill to come out, but never does. Who said that, Bear?
Bear Claw
Gabe
said that.
said that?
No, Bear Claw said that. Like it's like comparing a windmill to come out, but never does. I don't really know
Got
what
it.
he was referring to. Yeah.
Exit liquidity. Shout out, True. How you doing, buddy? Adam and Gabe, do you think if the Federal Reserve pivots this week and imposes rate hikes, we moon? Um,
Temporarily, short answer is yes, and then it'll be followed by the biggest rug pull in our lifetime. I was alive in 2000. In 2000, I was alive in 2008, and it'll be the biggest rug pull from peak to trough of over 60%. That's my educated guess. What do you think,
so
Adam?
I agree. So last time we spoke, I ended up buying TQQQ. I also ended up buying a call option on TQQQ for 1 week right after this. I'm actually up 100% on it. Um, and I don't know when that drop is going to be, obviously, but I'll be able to tell you a little closer. But I actually bought $30,000 worth of stocks today to add to my positions. And yeah, I think we're going to have a nice little bull run right now. I mean, I obviously could be wrong. Everyone's going to screenshot the shit, but I believe the Fed is going to do either neutral or 25 basis points. I believe this is going to keep running. And right now, they're going to dump as much liquidity as needed into the economy in order to save a bank run. So they're doing everything they can to save this scenario so it's not 2008. The thing is, we're already dealing with more assets than we did in 2008 if you combine all the banks right now, by far. We were dealing with more assets when you combine Silicon Valley and Signature. And if you want to add like Credit Suisse, if you want to, First Republic Bank, right? It's a lot more money. They're just containing it. They don't want a 2008. But in order to do that, they're putting a band-aid on and it's gonna explode.
I
But
bought a
yeah,
call on. I bought a call on after it was down like 60% today. I bought a call on First Republic Bank.
yeah,
Yeah, it
nice.
had First Republic Bank. A lot of people don't know this. It hasn't hit like mainstream. I actually sent Amit a screenshot. All the banks, not all the banks, all the large banks are giving an uninsured $5 billion, meaning if they lose it, they lose it. Right? It's uninsured, and all the banks are giving that to First Republic Bank. Right? So for a total of like $35 billion, I think.
It was
Okay.
five billion from Citi, 5 billion Wells Fargo, JP 5 billion, 5 billion Bank of America,
Yep.
Goldman Sachs did 2.5, another bank 2.5, and then there was several for 1 billions.
Okay. Awesome. You know then. Today I believe so I got it today. Remember I said that in order to evaluate a bank, and it's
Yeah, you did.
I only put like $800 into this call. It's not like a lot of money. It's just one. But I did it just to see if I can capitalize on the overreaction. The price to book of the bank today when I saw it was 0.35, Adam. 0.35, an all-time low on price to book. 0.35. A lot of people don't really understand price to book, and I'm not gonna, I can monologue, but if you can get in on a bank that doesn't go out of business at 0.35, if that's your cost basis, even if it does go out of business, but you have shares with a cost basis of a 0.35 price to book, chances are you're not going to lose money, Adam. It'll take time for you to get your money because if they go bankrupt, they have to pay their liabilities first. But a lot of people don't know this. Shareholders, if there's money left over after bankruptcy, get paid. So after liabilities are paid, and remember, a price to book of 1 means that your
Even, it's even.
yeah, your assets pay exactly all of your liabilities. But a price to book of 0.35 means that you have 65% more cash than liabilities. That when it's all said and done, you're going to have plenty of cash left over. So it was just worth the risk. So I just did one call. I didn't do anything
For
crazy.
example, guys, just to use this example of what Gabe was talking about, UBS is buying Credit Suisse for 37 cents on the dollar. So in theory, if this would have happened, Gabe would still get paid out. There's a lot more to it, but that's what he's trying to say. That if it's at 35 to the dollar price to book, if they would have been bought out using this example, he still would have been paid out for his shares. I think that's the way it
It's a
works.
lot more nuanced than that, and I can talk for another hour just on this alone. But I just took a gamble today because I thought it was oversold. They had like an RSI of like in the 20s, man. It was really low. So I just did what a lot of people wouldn't do and bought when there was blood on the street.
Yeah, that's a really really cool. It's a very interesting play, but they're Jamie Dimon is actually trying to secure more funding for them because it's not stopping the bank run. They're bro, like banks are not failing. Like they're gonna do everything possible. Banks are not gonna fail because the second the bank is gonna fail, that's gonna cause more and more bank runs. Um, so yeah. Um, Damn, you should have said you were going on a stream after the last one because you did one right before this one, right, Gabe?
Yeah. I was, I don't feel good, and I didn't want to just lay down, so I just fuck it. I'm gonna just go live and shoot the shit with whoever watches me
I,
while I wait
s-
for you. Yeah.
I saw the message in the Discord. Um, Question: How are you, Janny? Good to see you. How do you feel about gold and silver? Always paid me well when I bought her in the right time. Right time equals when the U.S. starts falling.
No, great question. So I'm actually, I even told my Patreon today we need to start, um, you know, so there's a couple ways to play it, right? I am a stock trader, and um, I prefer when I'm bullish on gold, I prefer to trade miners, like gold miners. I can't remember the miner I'm looking at. It'll come to me, but they had the best fundamentals of the gold miners. So if gold goes up, gold miners go up more. Kind of like Mara and Bitcoin, Adam. So
Mm-hmm.
Mara is a Bitcoin miner, and if Bitcoin goes up 15%, Mara goes up 40%. And it's extremely volatile, right? So you can make more money with a miner, and you can lose more money with a miner. But if in my opinion, so you can either a go long when the price is right and the fundamentals declare it, on a gold miner. I think that long term, I think a year or more is is definitely going to give you a positive result. I think that investing in, now, as far as physical is concerned, I prefer silver. I prefer silver to gold as far as physical is concerned, because now, yes, it takes a lot more, so you have more silver in your house, but the the percentage that silver moves or will move, that I think is going to happen, is more than what gold will do. Personally, I'm very bullish on gold and silver because there's two reasons. One, you guys know of. I'm bearish on the economy, so therefore, obviously, I'm bullish on gold and silver, right? What a lot of people aren't talking about is the BRICS nation, BRICS, right? BRICS, Brazil,
Russia,
Brazil,
India,
yeah, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and
China.
South Africa, right? They have, oh, and Saudi Arabia is in there too, I believe. Long story short, they're trying to create a new dollar to change what's in control of the petro, because the U.S. dollar is also known as the petrodollar, because everyone in the world has to buy oil with U.S. dollars, right? And they are trying to create a currency that is backed by gold, right? Because frankly, the world is tired of the US infinite money printing. So, long story short, Jenny. I'm very bullish on silver and gold, but there's a myriad of ways to play it. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna take off like that. If I had to pick between silver and gold, I believe that for the year, silver is down, uh, just slightly in the double digits, and gold is just barely up in the single digits. But in the matter of the last 5 years, I believe gold and silver are up like 30 to 40% respectively. So it's more of a safe bet. But if you want to trade it, as Gabe was saying, maybe it's interesting to do minors because you might get a lot more. But if you want to
if you're
kind of not
preparing for
lose money,
zombies, if you're preparing for
yeah.
zombies, get the actual stuff.
And if you get it, make sure you get gold coins because you can actually use the coins. So if you're planning to actually use them, so get small denominations and actual coins so that you can use it. Just whatever. Yeah. So Cameron says, Adam, put your name back in your channel. I don't want people to know I'm sub to a crypto channel. You are officially a crypto bro. You are officially a crypto bro. Um, who's betting $1 million by June? I don't know
No
what the guy's
chance.
name is.
No chance.
Uh,
Zero chance.
yeah, he's just trying to do self fulfilling prophecy. He probably is going to make he has a large position in Bitcoin. He did the opposite of what Bill Ackman does, instead of shorting it. So maybe there is going to be a run up because everyone starts buying spot trading because of these crazy prophecies. Even if it hits a certain amount, let's say I'm just going to throw a number out there. Let's just say it even hits 50,000, 100,000. It doesn't have to hit a million. Let's just say it hits something nice. The guy still made a shit ton of freaking money, you know? But
Do you know
anyways,
what the market cap of Bitcoin would be if it hit $1 million, Adam?
um at the mark at 60K, it was a trillion.
Yeah, at one
So
million,
times 20 trillion, double gold.
it'll be more than 20 trillion.
Yeah, double the market cap of gold.
Yeah, absolutely
So
not happening. Not happening.
yeah,
Not anytime fucking soon. Not
not
worried.
anytime
That's
soon.
not
That's
fucking.
right.
I would bet my life on that bullshit. Not
But
happening.
again, that 1 million, he made a bet on it. He'll lose a million, but he's gonna make a shit ton of money on it. That's all I'm saying. Like that's the bet here. He doesn't care it actually hits a million. He's making a prophecy for people to start buying so that he makes a shit ton of money in between. He has a bunch of Bitcoin. He bought Bitcoin. The price doesn't need to go up that much. If Bitcoin doubles, he made more than $1 million to play. Anyways, can we earn more on Folks Finance?
Who's folks finance? I don't know what that is.
Folks Finance is a decentralized exchange. It has to do with decentralized finance on crypto. Um, Nothing to talk about.
Okay.
It's very scary, and the U.S. keeps printing more money and moving the line. It will be a decade if ever we come back. Plain and scary. I agree with you, bro. I'm petrified. I was talking to my father-in-law today. I was talking about this shit, and it's almost depressing. Like you get depressed on this shit, guys. Like you don't know. At least for me, I do like these deep dives. Like Gabe does technical analysis on charts. I do technical analysis on the economy, bro. It hurts my head, and I get scared. Like I get so frightened when I start really deep diving into this. It's really bad, bro. Our economy is really bad. People don't understand. Like when I tell them that the United States owes $1.20 for every dollar that they make, people don't understand what that means. Like, bro, like just think about what I just said. Imagine you have a household. Imagine you're making $1 million a year, which is a great salary, but you also have 1.2 million in debt for that same year. Like just that's what's happening right here, but to a higher magnitude. It is extremely scary. And just understand what I just said. We cannot pay back the money that we earn, like that we owe. We cannot. How long can that last? Just saying, like, how many AT1 bonds are out there in the market? Get ready for the next chapter in the banking crisis. Investors everywhere dump those bonds on the secondary market. Yeah, bro, it's bad. I'm with Gabe on this. It's bad. I don't know when it's going to happen. I listen. We can very much, and I'm not throwing a prediction. I'm just saying it is very possible we're going to have a bull run until the end of this year. Like, it doesn't mean the bull run is going to
No.
be.
No. Come on.
Hold on a second. I'm not making. Let me. That's why I said I'm not making like a prediction of. I'm just giving you an example. It doesn't. The bull run, short bull run, does not mean it's going to be a week and then the market's going to drop. I'm saying it can be sustained for a while. I'm not. I didn't mean it's going to go to the end of the year. I'm saying it could be sustained. I don't know when it's not going to be sustained. That's all I'm saying. But then it's going to be pop. Hold on. How long do you think it's going to be sustained for?
Me?
Yeah.
Bro. So we have FOMC on Wednesday. If what I
Hmm.
think is gonna happen, my best guess is here's what I think is there's a couple different
Hmm.
scenarios. So Jerome Powell could could be he could be hawkish, but raise 25 basis points, say that inflation, you know, we're a little bit worried about inflation, but we have to take care of what's happening now. That's more important, blah, 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 blah. So he's hawkish, but he raises 25 basis points and then says, if we don't get it under control, we will pause until further notice, right? If he says that, even though he was hawkish, but announced a possible pause, I believe the market, because there are a bunch of algorithms and idiots, really, will go up like very very short term, week, 2 weeks tops, right? And it depends what levels we break technically, right? But then after that, if that's what we get, like the more unsustainable the rise, the crazier the fall is going to be. So that's one. If he is dovish and still talks the disinflationary story, raises 25 basis points and talks about a pause, then it's like the first one where we go up, but even more because of lies. Basically, he's saying disinflation is a thing, which it's not. There's proof that inflation is has gotten more legs. The third story is he could say, um, we need to protect America now, so we're going to pause rates now, right? But then he can either put a hawkish or a dovish spin. He can say we need to pause rates now before we break something. I'm paraphrasing, and the market will rally and this and that and the third, and that'll be a longer rally actually, until some fucking inflation news comes out where it's fucking up like a whole percent or some bullshit like that, and crash, like literally crash really fucking bad, and like we just go straight the fuck down like a slide on Christmas Day, right? um or he could pause. So this is number four. He can pause, but he is hawkish, right? He's hawkish. He pauses, but he says, we're only doing this for 1 month. And then next month we're raising 75 points. Like anything is fucking possible, Adam. He can say a myriad of things. And it just all depends what that motherfucker says. It all depends on what he says. So friend to friend and everyone listening, this is what I'm doing. I want you to like do this, even with a small amount of money, just to see what I'm talking about. Tomorrow, I want you to buy an out of the money call on the SPY or the Qs, whatever you want, that expires like the day after, that expires Thursday, right? Or Friday. Friday. Just do Friday, right? So an out of the money call that expires Friday. And then buy an out of the money put that also expires Friday. So what did you do? You bought a call because you think there's going to be a lot of volatility, a big move to put the market up. And if you're right, that call is going to make you a lot of money. You bought a put that's also expecting volatility, but on the way down. So if you're right, you made a lot of money. In order to make money on this play, all that has to happen is you have to have a lot of volatility one way or the other. A big move has to happen. The only way to lose money is if it is a sideways market that doesn't have a big move, because then you lose money on your call and on your put. This is called a straddle, right? This is called a straddle, and this is a play. I'm doing it. Uh, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to put about 10K in this play, in hopes that we get a big volatility day. If we don't get a big volatility day, which I think is like a really low percentage, then I'm going to probably lose 95% uh, of my capital on that call and put. So that's called a straddle. It's not a strangle. It's a straddle, Cameron, or maybe it is a strangle. I don't know. I'll have to
Uh,
look it up. Go ahead.
um, so I just wanted to add to that, and we'll get to the next question. So
Okay.
the bull run, I cannot tell you how long it's going to last. And let me just say, before I say this next statement, I'm not saying it is, but I am saying it can last for an extended period of time, including until the end of the year. Not saying it will. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there is so many factors that can make it happen or not happen right now, including the Federal Reserve's meeting, including the next CPI, PPI, employment, PCE, so on and so forth. There's so many indicators that can come out that's going to bring inflation down that they can keep lowering interest rates. The 2-year treasury is down. The true 2-year treasury is factoring in that interest rates will go down within the next 2 years. So I believe this year they're factoring that in. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. That's all I'm saying. There's too many factors right now to see. As long as there's still liquidity going into the market, and I believe the bank runs are not over, this can keep popping up. Just saying. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Cameron says free cash flow and strong balance, no debt is good fundamentals. Yes. Opposition. Good evening. Your thoughts on crypto project file? I don't know what that is, and Gabe definitely don't know what that is either.
Nope.
I'm from New Jersey. Nice, man. That's
So
what's
is
up.
Amit. So is Amit. He's from New Jersey.
Yeah, dog is super cute, chilling in the back. Uh, he keeps popping his head in, like, what's going on here? Gabe dropping them rhymes. Yeah, Gabe is a native baby. Yo, he's into hip hop. He's great. It's an oil play. That's what the IMPP was, a oil play.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know me.
Yeah. I say Cameron's officially a crypto bro. Uh, Cameron, am I the only crypto channel that you're sub to
Probably.
by chance?
Yeah. I
That's
I, I
awesome.
won't get caught dead in a crypto.
Gabe, Gabe, time permitting, would love your thoughts on Velo, 3D backed by Elon Musk, Kathy, Ron, Barron
I'll look at
for
it
long
while
term.
Adam's talking. Velo.
Also, Mike, I don't know if you're part of. I don't know if you're from me or from Gabe, but definitely check out Gabe's channel.
It sounds
He
familiar.
goes live all the time.
I think he's
Uh,
on my channel.
Monopoly. Good evening. Is there someone that has doubts for Bitcoin in the long run because we need to find a solution in society and political? Guys, I just want to tell you guys one thing. Um, Crypto rainbows, that crypto is about fighting the man and decentralization and sticking to society, that's gone pretty much. Now it's all about being able to profit from cryptocurrency. I'm sorry to tell everybody, but yeah. Um, Now it's about riding the waves with institutional investors.
Velo
And
isn't a stock, by the way.
it's not a stock.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I might be out of topic. There needs to be a better way, but it, it, crypto is not what it should have been. That's all I'm saying. Let me see. Okay, that's next one. Windmills joke was too far back. Was in reference to CRM discussions. Uh, Imp looks good, but do you know why it's down so much? Very interesting. In Europe, seen smaller countries. Where's Cheaps, bro? My man Cheaps right here. Cheaps right here. Military man. Cheaps, how
Oh,
you doing, my friend?
yeah. He
Good to
saw
see
my
you.
I love me. I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah.
IMPP is an oil play, Imperial Petroleum, oil and gas out of Greece. First and foremost, there's like I how can you trust oil? The good news is that It's extremely de-risked if they're not lying about their fundamentals, because Greek companies, like there's a play that I like, it's from Israel, but sometimes the books are weird. Anyway, the price to book of IMPP is 0.11. That means, here's what this means. All right, here's what this means. Right now, the stock price is basically 16 cents a share. But after all of its liabilities are paid off with its assets, like let's say they go bankrupt tomorrow, they pay off all the liabilities, they're supposed to be worth, after liabilities are paid, $1.48 a share. So, you know, that gives you some, that's kind of the mentality that Warren Buffett was saying, was that when there's blood on the streets, that's when you get in. But again, this isn't a U.S. company; it's a Greek company. Um,
I wouldn't invest in that
yeah,
shit.
I mean,
Fuck that.
yeah, f that.
Yeah, I wouldn't invest, bro. Yo, I remember that fucking fuck the scheme dries shipping from Greece, bro. Well, I don't know if you guys know what that is. What a freaking scheme! I thought it was a genius back in the year, like 10 freaking years ago, bro. I'm never buying any no Greek companies no more. That little freaking schemers. Uh, all the most corrupt countries teaming up together might as well. Yeah, man. Multiple countries joining BRICS. Yeah, bro, it's a movement. It's a movement. But that's gonna get destroyed if Ukraine wins this against Russia. They People are just hedging bets. So, and I don't know who's gonna win this. I'm not one side or the other right now. Just saying. Money printing in general, though, is a tool. It involves the economy, but needs to be used wisely. I also like burning options available. El Salvador will be the yeah. If Bitcoin hits $1 million, El Salvador will be the richest country in the world. That would be freaking hilarious. I would not happening, but that would be freaking awesome. El Salvador would. That would be awesome. You know that El Salvador is DCAing Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin per day, 1 Bitcoin per day. The new currency, eggs, cute little dog in the back. Yeah, the dog is awesome. He's really, really cool. He keeps
I
coming
got
in here.
That's a she. That's Zelda. I got
She,
a, I got
Zelda.
a, I got a boy over the weekend. I'll show you guys. His name is Link. Look, he-
Guys, if you want to join the Discord, we have a Discord. Remember, none of this financial advice. None of this is financial advice. We're just chilling and talking. So cute.
Look at
So
this.
cute, both of them.
Look at this little fucker. I love this little fucker.
Who takes care of them when you leave? You have like a dog walker?
I
A
work two
friend?
blocks. I work 2 blocks away.
No, like when you go to vacations or something. Like when
Uh,
you went to
yes,
Vegas, right? Recently?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, I went. Yeah, no, I went to Miami. No, I didn't. I went to Atlanta last weekend. No, the weekend before that. And yeah, someone came and fed her for me, but I didn't have him. I just got him this weekend.
got it. Um, Yo, by the way, I'm testing out a new light, guys. Am I lit good? I know I'm a little darker. But is this good or should I add some lights? Let me know.
Your
Uh,
your right, your left side, but right,
this
like
side is lit. This
no,
side is
yeah,
darker to give the
correct.
effect. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm saying overall though, how's the lit? I think it looks all right. I already bought a gold and silver though.
Hey, so Cheap Seat says I have a nice can. And I expect that from a Marine because they're all low key gay. So it's okay.
Where did he say that?
Down there lower. Just kidding, man.
Gabe has a nice can. Yeah. Yeah, all you military people is mad freaking funny. Cheaps. I got mad military people in my Discord, and all they do is clown on each other. Cheaps included. It's awesome. I'm actually gonna see Cheaps in April. I'm going to Florida. He's gonna fly out. I'm excited to see him.
We should
Let
do
me
a
see.
meetup in Vegas. Any excuse to play blackjack and poker. It's good with me.
We can do a meetup in Vegas. Let's see how the market goes. But yeah, I'm down to do a meetup in Vegas in general, for sure. You see, look at Jeeps is a great guy. Like, he has a really good sense of humor. He's mad fun. Really, he's mad fucking funny. This guy.
Yeah,
Um,
of course, military man.
um,
If you got thin skin, or then you're just a bitch.
yeah, I wouldn't be able to go in the military. It's not for me. I would. I, I I can't take jokes. Like, yo, they be going at each other hard in the Discord, bro. Like talking about moms and shit. I'm like, yo, you guys are nuts. I like you guys are
I,
nuts.
I don't really do the online thing. In person, it's different.
Yeah.
In person, it's different.
Uh, but he's very very cool people. Uh, that's Adam's Discord. Yeah, that's the Discord, guys. If you want to check it out, the Discord is 100% free. Gabe does a lot of guest appearances over there, and we have like 310 people. We're really trying to get more people talking. Yo, did you guys notice, by the way, this John came back to the Discord and all of a sudden there's so much chat. I'm happy that he's back. John was a guy that was part of my Patreon for a while. Got MIA. That's a military term, guys. MIA. And he came
Missing
back.
in
So that's
action.
good. uh, will ammo be the new currency? Who knows? Who knows?
If the zombie
Uh,
shit, yeah.
yeah. Um, 762 leaps. Yeah. What? Let's see. By the way, oh man, Palantir better take off. Guys, does anybody have any other questions? This thing is going like an hour, 20 minutes.
Let's finish it off on Palantir. Let me pull up Palantir. I want to tell you guys, since we're all
Go, and I
bulls.
want to pull up something new too. Go ahead.
All right. Okay, so pick up Palantir. We're gonna look at the charts. We're gonna chart Palantir for all you Palantards, as I like to call us. Okay, and first let's look at the fundamentals. The fundamentals of Palantir. The thing about Palantir, though, is that Palantir, um, eh, believe it or not, even if you scourge
You want to
the
share your screen?
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go through the earnings reports, right, to get all the numbers, it's not what you think. So looking just at fundamentals, right, this area, all right, this area, this left area, which doesn't track my mouse correctly because on the screen it says that I'm on EPS, but I'm not. I'm all the way over here. So um we have no PE, as you can see. That means that we are not profitable at all. Okay, so that's one in the red column for Palantir. Now, forward PE, which you got to take it with a grain of salt because it's analysts who are saying that. And if you look at the next 5 years earnings per share growth, it's 69.49%, and that's why they say we have a forward PE of 34. But anyway, um, I don't really use it as a metric. So also look over that. So PEG ratio. PEG ratio, when you're evaluating a company that is profitable, remember this, everyone, or write it down. This is a freebie. Okay. Freebie. Um, PEG ratio on a great company, you want no more than a 1.7 PEG ratio, price to earnings growth. Okay. But a company with high growth that has no PE won't have a PEG ratio. Um, Price to book, which is a very important metric, not just for banks, on speculative assets. This is one of my favorite metrics. Also, let me explain something, right? Let me explain something. Because we're in a bear market and so many things have come down so much, have de-risked so much, this is a once in a blue moon situation where you're going to get low price to books, and on some time you're going to get price to you're going to be able to invest in companies with a price to book less than 1. That is not normal happenstance, believe it or not. That is something that happens very very rarely, right? Cheese and rice. All right, go play with Zelda. um so uh Now, the price to book of Palantir isn't great. It's 6.5. All right. It's not de-risked enough. It would have to de-risk Basically, in order for you to be start getting a very de-risk to get that lower than one price of book, the shares of Palantir would have to be at $1.23. Okay, that shit ain't happening. Palantir is probably not gonna go lower than 6. If it does, it won't be there long. I'll tell you that right mother effing now, and I mean that. Even when we get the rug pull and it goes down, Palantir shares will probably not get too much below $6, if at all. Um, a great thing, especially in this macro, is right here. No debt whatsoever. No debt and lots of cash. Lots of cash is a beautiful thing. They have lots of cash. Just to tell you how much cash they have. They are
2.6 billion.
say again.
2.6.
There you go. Okay. Well, the way to figure that out using these numbers is look at the market cap, 17.19 billion, and then look at the cash per share. Cash per share, it's 1.24, $1.24. Multiply that by 2.9 billion shares. I don't want to do wrong math and look like an idiot. 1.24 times 2.09. 2.59 billion actually dollars. So of their 17.19 billion market cap, 2.59 of that is literally cash. But that's all of their assets really. They don't have too much more assets because of the type of company they are. So most of their assets are cash, which is why they're priced to book. Like assets are known as equipment or real estate, etc. And I'm sure they have some of that, but most of it is cash. All right. So ending out my bull thesis here, right? Because from just these metrics, other than Palantir, as we discussed, having a very hard, solid moat, right? Where I'm not even worried about anyone else coming in. Another good thing is their debt, which is zero. Another good thing is their cash, which is high. And you got to take it for what it's worth. But I think it's wrong because most analysts are idiots. I don't think that this 69.49% is correct. I think within 5 years it'll do 3-digit EPS. So long story short, I'm bullish on Palantir. But the last thing I would like to share with you guys, if you have any idea what a cash secured put is, that would be the most de-risked way of entering Palantir. And if you don't know what it is, look it up. Cash secured put. That's when you basically get paid to own shares of something, in this case, Palantir, at a price that you like. So if I want to own Palantir at $7, instead of putting a limit order and waiting for it to get to 7, I can actually sell a put, be the writer of the put with a $7 strike and get paid, let's say, $1 a share. So if I get exercised, my cost basis on Palantir is actually $6. So yeah.
Two things. Number one, shout out to Mr. M. The boys in the UK are working. It's 2 a.m. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, actually. I think me and Gabe have an excellent show here. We can cover a wide array of different topics, literally. And this is without getting into real estate. If you guys have real estate questions, feel free to test me out if you guys want. And yeah, it's really cool. And now Cheaps is saying, what's your price target then,
For
Gabe?
Palantir,
Yeah.
so I'm not trading it. I have no price target at all. Plus for me to sit here and give you a price target on Palantir would literally just be guessing, because I'm telling you, we do not know, because of the company that Palantir is, we do not know everything that's going on inside of Palantir, right? So here is what I think. I don't know this. I think this. At some point, it could be 1 month, 1 year, 5 years. Fuck it. It could be 10 years. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't think it's 10 years. I think it's less than 2, to be quite honest with you. Probably If I really want to just, just be middle of the road, I'll say definitely less than 5. But I think realistically, it's less than 2 or 3. I think one day, and I don't know when, Palantir is going to go parabolic. Now, there is one thing I hate about Palantir. I despise it, and it's cost. It's stock based compensation. So if you look over here, you see these shares outstanding. This is bad. When this number goes up, it's not good. This is bad, right? This is dilution. Okay, this is dilution, and really quick. Okay, 1.65 to now 2.09. 26.7% dilution in Palantir since 2018. Well, actually, we could say 2019 because it was the same as 2018. So it depends how you want to say it. But since 2019 to today, there has been 26%, 26.7% of dilution. That is not good. That is more than a quarter of 100. Okay. Um, when you couple that, um, most of that has been stock-based compensation, because they suck they suck at the game of training salesmen. So you have all of these sales. Look at that. We have one just happened in March 15th. So really quick, because that's what I do. I love to teach people something. So this is called the
What are you using? What? Oh, sorry. What was that platform you're using?
this is Finviz Elite. I pay for it, 200 and something dollars a year,
And
and
what it gives you? It gives you
everything.
everything.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. So this person, Stat Lauren Elena Friedman, actually, yeah. So she only sold 7,000 shares, but let's look to someone
Shyam
who's
Sanker,
okay. Boom.
fifty
This guy,
thousand.
he sold 50,000 shares. Okay, so now we're gonna on February 4th. Okay, so Shyam Sanker. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to read this really, really fucking quick, okay? Because I know I'm taking longer than you guys wanted me to. Okay, so Siam Shankar, sorry, Siam Shankar. So D means disposed. Actually, you know what? This wouldn't be complete without doing this for you guys.
Where was the comment? I missed that comment too. Somebody had to keep it clean in between comment. I forgot to read that. Oh
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay, so right here, and I'll keep it down, but right here, these are SEC Form 4 codes, okay? Open P means open market, A means grant, D means sale, right? I means discretionary transaction, etc. Right? So I'm gonna put this down here just so we can read this. Okay, so uh, right here on February 24th, common stock from this guy, this insider, Sankar Shayam, he code S. Okay, so what's code S? Code S is open market or private sale of securities, but it's okay. We'll get it. So he did an open market or private sales, and notice it has a 1. So we go to here, explanation of response. The reporting persona sold shares of Class A common stock in the open market pursuant to a pre-existing 10B5-1 trading plan. I want to make a quick comment on that because I go on something called Stock Twits, and the delusional perma bulls of whatever fucking stock you're looking at, when there's insider selling and you illuminate that to the people, they'll say, "Oh, it's part of a 10b5 rule. They did that in advance." Blah, blah, blah. It's like, listen, you stupid piece of fucking shit. Do you know the requirements of a 10b5 plan? All you gotta do is say, these shares that were free to me, okay, once the fucking share price gets over here, I want to sell them. Okay, and you don't have to do it like 3 months in advance. I think you can do them as little, I think, as a month. Maybe it's even 2 weeks, but it's not a crazy amount of time.
Cameron has a question. He's asking why you mad, Gabe.
I'm not mad. This is just how I talk.
I
You
know,
know.
I know. You're joking. I'm joking.
Okay. So
He didn't even ask that.
he knows better. Okay. So Sanker sold 50,000. Okay, and he made he made $50,000. And how many shares did he sell? No, how much money? Amount of securities. Okay, he sold them for $8 and basically 5 cents, and he sold 50,000 shares. Or did he make $50,000? Which one is it? Amount of securities beneficially owned following transaction. Common stock, blah blah blah. Okay, see footnote. So this transaction represents sales executed in multiple open market sales. These shares are held off record. Oh, off record. That's another thing I'm going to tell you guys about off record. Okay, let me pace myself. So all of these shares, what you need to know, they're all stock-based compensation, right? So he made uh he made about $50,000 on this sale. I believe that's what he made. Let me double make sure. Stop it, Link. We're almost done. Stop yawning, Adam. Yeah, that's how much he made. That's dollar amount. Okay. So there it is. So Sanker made $50,000 because he said in advance, like, I want to sell X amount at this price so I can make $50,000. He did put this into the system beforehand. And he did what's called a limit sale, right? And this is how many shares he still has. He after he made all this money, he still has over 1 million shares. So he has a ton of shares, right? But last thing I want to say is this, okay? Here's a fun fact. Adam, I bet you didn't fucking know this. I'll bet you didn't
I
know
know
this.
everything.
You didn't know this.
Everything.
If you knew this, I'll be surprised. All right.
Go.
To see, you know what? I trust you. I know you'll tell me if you knew it or not.
I have no idea what you're about to ask me.
Okay. So when insiders get stock-based compensation, they can then what?
Nothing, bro. We're like Ren and Stimpy. This shit's funny. I laugh at ourselves. I'm laughing at us, bro. It's fucking hilarious. All right, go
Okay.
ahead. Go.
So when insiders get stock-based compensation, they can either sell it, right?
Yeah.
They can transfer it to a trust, a family trust, an irrevocable
Fucking
trust.
jerk off with that shit when I get my stack based compensation.
Can you have a
Go
little
ahead. Ask
bit?
the question.
Can you
Ask the
have some
question.
decorum? We're talking about stocks here. We are not your lower level fucking citizens.
Come on,
Okay,
come on, come on, come
get
on,
your
come on.
shit
I'm
together,
joking. I'm
bro.
joking.
I
Okay,
know.
okay,
I'm
okay.
just kidding too. Anyway, um, so they can sell them or they can keep them, right? Where you know that they have the shares. But tell me if you knew this. Okay, they can also gift them to a trust that they are a beneficiary of, but
Sure,
but not in control of,
sure.
and then therefore those shares are no longer insider shares. So this is how insiders hide their shares.
They could do it through the irrevocable trust. The same thing. How they're
Well,
sitting on the board of.
no. If you put it in a trust that you are in control of, then those shares are still insider shares. You have to gift it to a trust that you are not on the board, that you are not control of. So like
Fair enough.
and then those shares are hidden. Anyway, lots of fucking shady shit in the market. Okay, so here I'll close out my point. So when it comes to Palantir, okay, when it comes to Palantir, I believe that, believe it or not, buying right now is not intelligent, because I do think that there's a high chance that it goes up to like $9 or $10 again, right? It'll most likely stale around 850 ish. It's going to find hard resistance around 850 ish. But I do believe that when the crash happens, um, you can get Palantir at a better price. But if you don't want to wait, what you can do, this is the last thing, Adam, I promise. If you don't want to wait, but you want to have a de-risked way of owning Palantir, you can write a put that expires. Fuck it, let's go 17th January 2025. You can write a put at a strike price of 7, get paid 163, right? So here's what's going to happen. These are great, right? You are either going to make 16.5% annualized on your money. That's better than the S&P 500 annualized compounded rate of return over the past 94 years of just under 10%. So that's a win. Or you will be the proud owner of Palantir shares at a cost basis of $5.37. I know I said a lot, and you're probably lost if you don't know what a cash secure put is, but look it up. And then feel free to ask me questions in Adam's Discord. But in closing, I am bullish on Palantir. I'm bullish on Palantir, and long story short, even if you just want to nibble now, if it's truly an investment like Palantir truly is for me, it's one of the few. I think as long as you're patient, you will be rewarded. Okay, I'm done. Thanks for letting me talk so much.
For sure. Um, Palantir's a beast. It's a matter of time until they really take off. That's my personal opinion. If Ukraine gets an announcement that they won this war in any way, shape, or form, or whatever, neutral, whatever, Palantir is going to take off as well. And many more people are going to be talking about Palantir because they're going to try to analyze how it happened. That's my personal opinion. And Chicken Genius just bought $300,000 worth of Palantir. You saw that trade?
I
He
heard
bought
about it.
into it. Yeah.
Are you
Um,
monetized on these? Because I did curse a lot. Sorry.
yeah, I am monetized on
Oh,
three channels. I just got monetization on one of my other channels, so now I'm monetized on three of my channels.
Scheiße. I probably
Yeah,
demonetized you. I'm sorry.
that's
Although
okay.
they did step back from
They
their.
did. You're allowed to curse as long as it's not 7 seconds. I made a video this morning. I literally cursed at 8 seconds, 0.01. Like I even, I even let the video play like without me speaking for the first second, so that I can get past 7 seconds. Um. So yeah, it's all good, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Gabe, you want to say anything, bro?
No, thanks, guys. Oh wait, yeah, I'll say something. Um, this is gonna be a shameless plug. I don't do this much. I have a Patreon. I know most of Adam's people are Bitcoin people.
They're
But
not. They're not. I have a lot of Palantir and stock guys. Believe
I
it or
said
not.
most.
Also,
I said most.
fair enough. Fair enough.
If you want to learn how to be a better investor, and then also learn how to be, in my opinion, a good swing trader, but that comes after you learn the basics. It's like you got to step right. Well, that's exactly what I teach. Stop it. Thank you. That's exactly what I teach in my Patreon. Which, by the way, Adam, you missed today's call. It was a good one. Um, if that interests you, right now, and it's not forever, but right now I have a couple seats in the $25 level tier. It's $25 a month, and if you sign up and you don't like it, it's 100% money back guarantee. So you have nothing to lose. If that excites you, then I will just go to Patreon. Here, I'll just do it. Where's the comments? I can't comment. Can you just go to just patreon.com/GS
If you
strategies.
want to give it to me on Discord, I'll post it. Send me
It's
a.
not that big of a deal. If they want it,
Okay.
they'll get it. So it's patreon.com/GS underscore strategies. I got a couple slots left. I would love to have you. And yeah, that's it. Oh no, there's no underscore. It's just GS Strategies, no underscore. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for the shameless plug. That's probably the last time I do that in
You
our.
could do it all the time.
No,
It's
no,
not a
no,
big
because
deal.
no, we have a.
Uh, yeah, Mike, thank you so much. Mike says, Gabe and Adam, you guys did such a wonderful job. Stay blessed. Thank you for the wonderful content. Yeah, I agree. This is really fun. I enjoy speaking about a bunch of different topics, and as I said, I think we do complement each other, and we actually give you guys some value. A lot of these podcasts suck balls. So yeah. Shout out everybody. Have a good night. All right, and send us some tips. Fuck off.
Send us some tips.